Claudia here from Create with Claudia, and today I'm going to show you how to do this adorable Easter egg decoration. It's great for trees. You know, some people like to put branches in spring branches in a vase and hang ornaments from it, and these are great little Easter ornaments that you can do, and they're made with scrap fabrics and cookie cutters. It's a great way to use up your scrap fabrics, and I am always looking for ways to do that. I'm going to show you a couple of different ones. This is made from a egg-shaped cookie cutter. This was a butterfly. This is a bunny. Here's another egg one. I love the yellow on that. I had like that much of the yellow ribbon left, so I lucked out on that. There's a tulip, another egg, and there's another butterfly. But today we're going to concentrate on making this one with the pink. So let's get started. I'll let you know what supplies you need. You're going to need some background fabric, that's the white part, and these are two squares or rectangles cut 4 inches by 5 inches, and I'll let you know why I cut it that size. But you're going to need 2 of those, one for the front and one for the back. You're going to need a piece of scrap fabric, like so, depending on your size. I judge my size that I need for the fabric by my cookie cutter. I just want to make sure it fits on there, just like on the back. It's definitely going to fit. You don't want it too small, and for the background fabric, you want it big enough that you can cut a decorative edge around it. But this is just some scrap fabric I pulled out of my scrap fabric bin. You're going to need cookie cutters. Depending on what you like. This is an Easter set that I have. There's a spring set, I guess. There's an egg, there's a tulip, bunny, and butterfly. And the largest one of these I measures about 4 inches across, and that's where I got my 4 by 5 inch piece of background fabric. And I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. Yeah, the largest one measures about 3.5 inches from end to end. You're going to need some ribbon, okay, just little one piece. This is all for one ornament, and I made a whole bunch of them for my tree, but any kind of ribbon will do. I have rickrack. This is some pretty blue ribbon. I thought that would be pretty and pastel-y. So you're going to need that. Now, to get your shape on, you're going to need some fusible interfacing. I use a lightweight fusible interfacing. It's sort of gummy on one side. You can feel the adhesive on one. And then it's paper backed, and that's perfect for this project because you're going to need to draw your template on it to cut out your shape. And you can find that in any store. It's fusible, lightweight fusible interfacing with a paper back. You're going to need pinking shears to get that decorative edge around the side. And not only is it decorative, it helps with any fraying that you might have. So I highly recommend, if you have them, hopefully you have pinking shears. If you don't, I mean, you can just cut around it too, but you will get some fraying, especially if you use them a lot. So, okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of scrap fabric. Okay, you're going to press it nicely, cool it off, and you're going to cut a piece of that fusible interfacing that's going to fit nicely. It doesn't have to fit all the way to the edge. As long as it fits your cookie cutter, you're fine. That way you can trace around it. And you're going to take it over and following, depending on what manufacturer you have for your interfacing, you're going to follow their instructions and adhere this to the back side of the fabric. You want to put the fusible interfacing on the back side of the fabric. All right, so here we are. It's nice and cool now. It's on there pretty tight, so we're good to go. And now you're going to trace your shape out. And this is nice, it's big enough. I can almost do 2 eggs if I wanted, so we'll save part of that. And you're just going to take your pencil, and I find it easier to trace on the inside. And the egg shape is easy, that's why I'm doing that shape. So there's your shape. And you want to take this and cut it out. And that interfacing makes it really easy to cut out. Okay. All right, there's your egg. Might trim it down a little bit. I didn't cut real smoothly there. I think that's good. Okay. All right, there's your egg ready to go on your backing fabric. So you're going to take one piece of your backing fabric, and I used a white with a real pretty white decorative sort of floral design. I thought that was nice for the spring. And what you're going to do is you're going to center this on the center of it, or find your center. And the way to do that, I just find it easier to do it this way, is you're going to take your piece of fabric, fold it this way, and just finger press, not too hard. You don't want to get too in. There's your center line. And you can also finger press this way. Hopefully you can see that. It's sort of hard with the white on white. And there's your center right there. And what you're going to do is you're going to figure out where the center, where that should go about. It just is a nice little guideline for you. But before we actually adhere to that, we need to take that paper backing off. And I have to thank a YouTube viewer on one of my other videos. I always have a problem getting this backing paper off of all like vinyl and this fusible interfacing. And they told me to take a needle and just very gently, just do a little score, not through the fabric or anything, just through the paper. And I tried that with this project for the first time, and lo and behold, it works like a charm. I mean, that came off really easily, and you just discard that. So thank you to my YouTube viewer who left me that comment. That has been very helpful with this process, because normally I sit there and I pick, and I don't have real long fingernails, so it's kind of a pain to do. So anyway, once you've placed that where you like it, and you think it's pretty centered, and I think it is pretty centered. This shape is easier to center than some. Like if you have the butterfly, you got to sort of figure out where it goes. You're going to take it over, and again, following your, I have some fuzz on there. Again, following your manufacturer's instructions, you're going to go ahead and press that on so it adheres to the back fabric. And remember, you're adhering this to the good side, or the right side of your backing fabric. And I will go do that right now. I'll be right back. All right, it is nice and on there. It's cooled so I can touch it. It's no big deal. It's nice and it's real secure on there. This stuff works really well. So it's up to you if you want to use a decorative stitch to stitch it down some more. I did that on this one. I did a zigzag stitch. It's hard to see with because the pink matches the pink. Maybe I have a different one where it looks, you can see it better. So on this one, I actually did do a zigzag stitch around the pink egg, and then I did a decorative stitch around the outside. It's up to you how you want to do that. If you want to use that decorative stitch on both and get really fancy, or you just want to do a straight stitch around it. Basically what you're doing is you're adding decoration, but you're also adding this back piece because you want the back to look nice too. So you're going to line up, these are both the same size, that 4x5. Outside, that's the right side of the fabric showing. And it's going to look like this. And then you're going to add your ribbon. So you're going to cut a piece of ribbon however long you like. This is about 10 inches or so. I like to cut it a little bit longer just so I have some wiggle room. And there are a couple ways to do this. If it's a nice thick ribbon like this, I sort of loop it over, and I would actually do that on the outside. I think that's really pretty like that. On this one, I actually used some rickrack and did it on the inside. I will give you one word of warning. I did this myself. If you're going to put your ribbon on the inside, and once you use the cutting shears, be careful not to cut through that ribbon, because I did that the first time I tried it. I just didn't even think about it, and I cut around. In this case, I cut the one side out and then the other side, and then just continue around. Just a little hint. But in this one, I think I'm going to put it on the outside. Let me see if I can find one. For example, this one's on the outside, and I even left it long enough I could put a little ribbon. So you can add a little more decoration that way. This one, I had this great yellow. That's the only piece I had of that yellow ribbon. I just think that adds a great pop to this one, this Easter egg. So I am going to go ahead. What you're going to do is you pin that where you want it. And I think that's pretty, that pink and blue. And then I am just going to take, and I'm going to do this floral stitch. I like that. I think that's pretty for the holiday. And just stitch right around the outside. And I will be right back. Okay, here we are. Did a little outside, a little too much over there, but that's okay. There I've sewn my little flower around the edges. I did not sew down the shape itself, but like I said, that fusible interfacing is really good, and it's really, that'll stick to that. I mean, and these don't get wear and tear or anything. So then you're going to take your pinking shears, and you're going to just cut out around the edge. And again, watch out that you don't cut through that. All right, there is your Easter egg ornament. I think it just looks adorable. Looks nice on the back too. You probably trim that extra thread off. There's a little bit of thread there, no big deal. I used a pink thread. It'd be nice to use coordinating threads like so. Maybe blue or pink, you know what. Hey, let your imagination run wild with these. But these are just so much fun. I think my little Easter tree is going to look gorgeous. I have some pictures at the end of the video of it. Here's some more of them again, the different ones I've made. There's the bunny. There's my butterfly. I like that butterfly too. I think that's really pretty. So there you have it. There's your Easter egg scrap fabric Easter egg ornament. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you give this a try. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.